What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dustin with Jersey Shore Drainage Solutions, and today we're going to be fixing another flooding problem. As you can see behind me, you see how all the hills are and everything? Well, this little video clip right here will show you what they're dealing with, and then we're going to show you how we're going to fix it. Now, as always, the first thing you want to do before you dig anywhere is get a mark out. As you can see, I have the mark out here. The problem is right now is that all these houses behind them, all the water drains down, as you can see from the hills. They have a drainage grate right there, but it doesn't seem to work very well, as you've seen by the video clip. So now we are going to have a French drain installed where the hill starts coming down some. That way we're on the other side. If any water tries to start building up on this side, well, then it's going to go straight in to the French drain, come all the way out, come all the way down towards the street. We're going to have another catch basin probably right about in here, another catch basin over here, and then it'll finally end on the other side of the drive on the sidewalk, and it'll end over here at the street at another catch basin. I'm adding these other catch basins in case it does start flowing too much and it builds up and it's all going in the French drain and it starts coming down the street. Well, it'll come down this way in the swale and go into the catch basins rather than go over his driveway as he showed me in other pictures. So let's get started. And here we go. Here's the angle from the backyard. I'm going to be starting right there where my shovel is. As you can see, that is right above the lowest point where everything starts facilitating into his yard, creating a giant moat that goes all the way around to the other side. And nobody wants that at all. He can't plant anything. He can't do anything. So we're going to have it starting right here. So that way when it starts to build up at all, it's going to immediately roll right into my French drain and go straight out to the street where it's supposed to go. So let's get started. And as we start to dig right here, you can see by the contents of the ground, it's just some really, really hard clay. So the water doesn't really drain in. It just keeps piling up and piling up. That's why you need adequate drainage for stuff like this. Now, even with all this clay stuff here, the water is going to run straight off from other side of the fence into my trench and go out to the street. Just like that. And then when it can no longer run, it'll slowly try to grade in the ground, which will take quite a while with the crappy contents of this dirt, but that's all you can do. You just want to make sure you divert the water going away. And here we go. Got it all completely dug out now under the sidewalk. Just checked the grade. Everything is looking great. Everything is pitched downhill. Now it is time to filter cloth the back, pipe it up, rock it out, run the overflow all the way to the street. This is exactly how you fix a flooded yard with a French drain. Everything's gonna be a French drain from the back there to the fence, convert it over into solid, and overflow to the street. 2 catch basins down there just in case anything ever overflows on the side over here and from the neighbor's yard, so this way it doesn't cross over into his driveway. It'll actually go down all the way at the end and go over to the street instead of cutting across where I have my level there, going over his driveway, down the driveway into the street. Nobody wants that stuff on their driveway. Now, to pipe it all up and make sure I got the complete grade. Now, as we start to filter cloth, remember I'm putting a catch basin in the end, so you have to make sure that you put rock under it. Now, as you can see right here too, the wind is so strong over here, it lifted his fence up. But down here, where I first started the filter cloth, I have rock underneath it. Then you put the filter cloth over it, just so this way there's nothing going to be sitting inside the catch basin. You make sure you drill your holes in it, because otherwise water will be sitting in the 1.5 inches of the lip down there before it would be able to build up to go out to the street. So you want to make sure you always have some way for the water to facilitate back in the ground, and that's why you put holes into the catch basin. Now to pipe it up. Also, please remember, when you're using PVC pipe, don't just put filter cloth in it and then throw rock around it and think that's okay. It's not. You need to use sock as well. You want to make sure you're socking over these holes, give it that extra barrier, not just the filter cloth, because if you just have filter cloth down and let's say example you cover it with dirt, or even if you leave it exposed, dirt particles and everything from the wind blowing will eventually go on the rock, settle down, and slowly start to build up, clogging the holes. So you want to make sure that you have filter cloth and sock to help the pipe last even longer. And this is why I don't like that black corrugated stuff, because most people don't sock that either. And some of it has even tons of more holes than just on the bottom. So the odds of it clogging up increase greatly, in my opinion. But please, sock your pipe and make sure the holes are down. You don't want the water to have to build up 4 inches before it starts moving. You want it to move away immediately. So put the holes down. And here we go. We have it all finished up. We have the catch basin with a bunch of rock around it, so it's like a little mini dry well over here. We got everything zooming completely downhill, as you can see by the level. And for those that want to joke me about putting the level, look, it says the same thing no matter which side you turn it up. So, up, standing up or laying down, it's still the same level. Anyways, downhill extremely to level. Again, downhill extremely. We have it going all the way from the back. Here's another spot. As you can see, we got extremely downhill. This is solid because it's the overflow line. Here's the French drain itself. Over here for the French drain. We have a catch basin in the beginning. As you can see, everything is extremely downhill to level, and we'll stand it up for all those that prefer to see it like that. Extremely downhill to level. Same thing, we have it keep going all the way. Downhill to level. Start it all going that way. So that way, by the time we get to this corner, everything shoots down extremely again. We got downhill to level over here. So all the water is gonna build up, go into the trench, facilitate into the ground. As it starts to build up, with the holes being down, it's gonna go straight into the pipe, continue to build up, and shoot all the way out there to the street. So that way it is no longer flooding his yard. Once again, guys, this is how you fix a flooded yard with a French drain. Now to backfill, and I have to rock. And this is a perfect example of an exposed French drain. Yes, you can see the storm grate over there, but as you can see from all these houses everywhere, the volume of water that goes to it ends up overflowing it, and it goes into my customer's yard, builds up, makes a giant moat going all the way around, and then tries to facilitate out to the street that way. Now, instead of destroying his yard, it's gonna go straight into the French drain and go out to the street this way. Now, I tell everybody, please make sure you leave the French drain system's exposed rock. When you have it exposed rock, it works 100% efficiently. When you go ahead and put sod or anything else back over it, it drops down to 70, 80% efficiently. Will it still work? Sure, but this gets the water away the quickest, as there is no particulates or dirt, sod, or anything that has to travel through to get into the French drain system. You can go ahead and put a decorative rock on top of this, so that way you don't have just the gray 3/4 gray stone, but anything you want to do is fine, but please leaving it exposed is 100% effective. All right, now to test the system out. As you can see, all the French drain is fixed. They even got their fence fixed. Right now we're using the hose. It's going to take a minute because as the water is going into the pipe, it's also trying to leach out into the ground. But we'll go down to the end and see it all work. And here we go. It is just starting to fill up enough to reach over here into the first trench. This catch basin I put here, so that way in case anything from the neighbor's yard, if it starts flooding way too much and starts going down the front of his yard, it'll cut across and it'll go into the catch basins before flooding over his driveway and then going into the street. Now we're diverting it all so that way it just goes straight catch basin to catch basin to the end of the street to come out and go over and not screw up his yard anymore. now, as you can see, it's all filling up on the second one. Water's coming in, building up. As it builds up, facilitates out, and goes over, starts filling up this one. And then this is just going to fill up and overflow out into the street. Now to wait. And here we go. This is exactly how it works. Water comes all the way down, facilitates to the last catch basin, builds up. There's also a little mini dry well there. There's rock all around it. We put dirt on top of it so that way it doesn't look all ugly. And now it comes out, facilitates down over the curb and goes all the way down the street to the nearest storm drain. That's exactly how you fix a flooded yard with a French drain. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and until the next one. And this is how your French drain works in the rain. It's been a little while. I've been waiting for it to rain so I can come back here and get the video. But all the water from way in the back, everything comes down, goes into the French drain behind the fence, comes down here, comes to the catch basin. There's another catch basin over there. Everything to keep the water from flooding from this side of the yard all the way over into his driveway. Now it goes straight into my French drain with my catch basins and exits right here at this catch basin, facilitates over the curb, comes out, and then goes all the way down the street. Now let's try to see real quick what's happening in the backyard, even though I'm gonna get soaked. Oh, snap! Oh, you can hear that lightning. And here we go. We no longer see a moat going across his entire yard. Everything goes in the French drain. All the water over here stays over here. And now we don't have the giant crazy moat that we used to on the other side of the fence. Now everything does what it's supposed to do.